everybody.
Howdy!
Shout out to everybody. And yes, we have our Vast Apostate Army shirts on. Thank you, everybody. I got a bunch more Christmas cards today. Thank you, everybody.
Yes, this is wonderful.
Oh, some beautiful cards. Let me tell you. I love getting cards from everybody.
Yes.
Want to give a shout out to Gina. You know, it's been great emailing back and forth with you. Gina is alone in a foreign country. And, of course, now that she is out of Watchtower, you know, there goes all your friends.
Yeah, exactly.
So I want to give a shout out to you and tell you Merry Christmas.
But the apostates can still be friends, can't we?
Yes, we can.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
In fact, we have better friends and family now than...
I'd like to think so.
Well, some of our witness friends have kind of come out, and so we're like better friends now.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. So what are we going to be talking about? Oh, I know. Separation.
Separation, categories.
Categories. Yes.
Temple, sanctuary.
Yes.
Well, we have to thank Roger for this information.
Roger, because this is where this is going. We received an email from Roger. I'm not going to give the last name.
Thank you.
It's been a few weeks now, and as soon as I saw this, Rogers, I thought, yeah, we got to do something on this. And of course, one thing led to another. Forgot, but I'm kind of glad I did, because I've been reading this book on subliminal, how your unconscious mind rules your behavior, and it just so happened to be that from the time we get your original email, there was a portion on here about categorizing everything. And I'm not going to read it because it's quite lengthy and it's written at a pretty high college level. So, but basically what it boils down to is, from infancy, we human beings are taught to categorize everything. We start with colors, shapes, sizes.
M&Ms, got to put them in different the colors.
I can't believe you went there. Wow. Yes, M&Ms.
Oh, and the colors you don't like, you eat first. So
exactly. So this is yeah. So this is a trait that is really learned from infancy, and there is a lot of good benefits, you know, to this. It's part of our learning skills. But as we grow in life, we're supposed to be shedding those things. For instance, when you're a young child playing on the playground, you don't see color. All you see is playmates. All of a sudden, one day, mom and dad start telling you, hey, you can't go play with little Johnny because his skin color is different. So that person is now put into another category that may or may not have a positive influence on that person's life. And that's a sad result of humanity. It's actually a flaw. A really good example of this, and we all laugh and joke, but if you've ever seen the television series The Big Bang Theory and Sheldon, look at how that man, that character, cannot function in life unless something is categorized. And the thing is we all laugh and joke about it, but there are people on this planet that suffer that type of mental anguish. And unfortunately, as Jehovah's Witnesses, we were taught to do the same thing.
Lovers of Jehovah and ones of Satan's world. There's only two categories.
Right, exactly. So if you're not in the organization, then you're going to die at Armageddon.
You're in Satan's world.
Right. If you leave the organization, you're going to die at Armageddon. There's only two categories, us or them. But even within the Watchtower structure, there are categories. And it's really not healthy.
Elders, pioneers.
Publishers, circuit overseers.
Weak.
That's right.
Spiritually weak.
Or the anointed. See, when you become a Jehovah's Witness, what category are you going to fit in? And what happens if you're an elder and you lose that category, that position? Oh, I wonder if so-and-so got caught masturbating to porn, or I wonder if so-and-so, got, had an affair and stepped outside the marriage. We all have this tendency to categorize things. And Watchtower has really become a master at this categorizing people. And this is part of Roger's research. It's not very long, and it has to do with some scriptures at Luke 1:9 and Revelation 7:15, to where Watchtower has to manipulate the Bible because they don't want the Jehovah Witnesses to realize that the great crowd is actually in the same category of the anointed, the 144,000.
What?
Exactly. And Roger, thank you, because you know what? I learned from this because I never caught this. See, we can all learn from each other if we just give each other a chance and not throw us into categories. And I even heard one recently that we are now the evangelical wing of the movement. Category.
God Squad.
The God Squad. Category.
Or aggressive activists.
Category.
But
some people can't help that. It's a weakness because some people can't function unless they put people in categories. And Watchtower does the same thing. Okay, so we're going to be talking about 2 Greek words here. And because I have embarrassed myself in slaughtering the Greek language.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you, Alex. Yes, that criticism is well deserved, brother. I deserve that. Trust me. I really do. So what we're going to do, the Greek words are pronounced kieron and naos. So we're going to let the computer pronounce it. Well, do you want to hit it real quick? Now, this is the...
Okay, this is...
Kieron, which refers to the entire temple grounds. Now, what I'm doing right now is I'm quoting from the 1960 Watchtower, August 15th, page 493. Kieron referred to the entire temple grounds, whereas naos, let's hear that word. Naos applied to the temple structure itself, which was the successor of the tabernacle in the wilderness. Now, most of us will remember from our lessons and studying with Jehovah's Witnesses that only the Levitical priests were permitted into the holy compartment of the sanctuary, naos. This is where God actually was pictured as dwelling. Okay? So what we're looking at here in translation, the word naos is supposed to be the divine habitation of God. Watchtower uses Jehovah. So for the sake of argument, I will use the name Jehovah. Okay? So, so the word naos is talking about divine habitation, where God resides. So what we're going to do is we're going to take Watchtower's
silver shank,
and this is one reason why if you come out of Watchtower, you have to really seriously consider not getting a translation that is backed by a publishing company like the Watchtower and Babel Craft Society, because they have tainted the translation. I know as Jehovah's Witnesses we were taught that the translations are better, but we're going to show that this is not the case with Watchtower, because they have translated this to put people in categories, and this scripture shows that.
Well, we've had several people ask us recently, what translation we use. We actually have several. I forget the count, but it was
25
up to like
plus,
20,
I think.
29.
Yeah, something like that.
I myself particularly like the Layman's Parallel Bible, which has 4 translations in it. And Mike has a couple of actual study Bibles. There's an archaeological study Bible,
which I really like.
And then the complete Jewish Bible. So we actually use several.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. But Luke 1:9 says, according to the established practice of the priesthood, it became his turn to offer incense when he entered into the sanctuary of Jehovah. Now, when you look at that same verse in the Kingdom Interlinear, the Greek word naos is used, and it is translated as, let me find it here, divine habitation. Okay? So now let's go to Revelation chapter 7, verse 15. There it says, that is why they, speaking of the great crowd, we're all familiar with this, Revelation chapter 7, verse 15, that is why they are before the throne of God, and they are rendering him sacred service day and night in his temple. As we learned earlier, Kiadon referred to the entire temple grounds, whereas Naos was just where Jehovah resided. Now it's interesting that when you look at Revelation 7:15 in the kit, that Greek word naos is there, not Kiadon. So what Watchtower has had to do is they've had to mistranslate.
Change the wording?
Change the wording, because heaven forbid that the great crowd are in the same temple sanctuary alongside the 144,000 worshiping God. Watchtower has to maintain that separation so they can maintain authority, maintain control.
The 2 categories, 2 classes.
Exactly. But thank you, Roger, for pointing this out, because this is a perfect teaching tool. This is perfect to show how the Watchtower and Bible Tract Society has kept people compartmentalized. Is that the word I want?
Yeah,
and
categorized.
Categorized. But just to reiterate a little bit further on that thought, Roger, if you remember reading the scriptures, when Christ died, what happened to the temple curtain? It was rent in 2. That gave access to the innermost holy to everybody without benefit of a priest. So that really goes in line with what's described in Revelation 7:15, that the 2 classes are actually one. Everybody is now allowed in the divine habitation of God. So I hope, keep the research coming, and for those that really see a need to separate people, put people in categories, I really hope that behavior that was learned from Watchtower, I hope you can learn to separate yourselves from that, because it doesn't do anybody any good. It does nobody any good when you want to make separations in a community that's supposed to be fighting against the greatest enemy of all. For us, it's Watchtower.
Yes. And Alex, I hope he did okay on the pronunciations, and hopefully this site that we have. I want to mention this is at BibleStudyTools.com, and if you click on study and go down to lexicons, and then you can click on the Greek one, and it will give you the Greek Testament.
Yeah, I'm going to be using that a whole lot more now.
And then they have the phonetic spelling, and there's a little tiny, audio symbol, and you click on that, and they will give you the audio of the actual word.
Yes.
And I should point out that they have a thing right down at the bottom that the copyright is for public domain.
Yeah, that's right. It does say for public domain.
Yeah, and I just want to mention that there has been a lot of criticism about us using Watchtower literature, as a violation of copyright. I did talk to an attorney about this, And Watchtower makes it public. The minute they put the download button on their website or distribute this freely to the world in their publications, it is what they call a right of use copyright.
Right. This is different.
This is different. Now, their elders' letters and Watchtower documents, that is different because that is not a right of use. That is why us YouTubers do not have scans. We do not have scans of this stuff on our website because Watchtower does have the right to come after us for copyright infringement.
And isn't that why Snarky the apologist lost his channel because he had scans?
Snarky got in trouble a while back because he had actual scans of elders' letters.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, and you can mention like a phrase or something or read a small portion of it or something, which is different.
Yeah.
So it is not a copyright infringement. So I just wanted to clarify that because there seems to be a lot of debate and stuff about copyrights and us using the Watchtower literature. And this is why we don't have this, on our website of the elders' letters and this type of thing. So.
Well, you also have to remember that Watchtower is in a different category than somebody actually writing their own book.
Yeah.
Because Watchtower is a religious organization.
Very public one.
Very public one. If they start screaming copyright this and copyright that, then that shows that they're doing what they're doing for profit also. And that puts them in a different category because they're a non-profit organization. So they cannot hold to certain copyrights and claim non-profit in this particular situation. It just takes a little bit of research to find all this information. It's all there.
Yeah, but the biggest thing is they have a download button on their website where you can download any of this or printing it up and distributing it, whether you charge or not. Then that's something different. Then you're in trouble.
If they pursue it.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. And it really seems right now in Watchtower land that they really don't care about the older literature no more. I mean, really, we just got an elder's letter here just a day ago or so where they're, I forget which country. We're going to do another video on it later, I hope. But what they're basically saying is that they're systematically getting rid of books.
They have a list of books that they are getting rid of.
Yeah.
So, yes.
So, all right.
Yes. All right.
Thank you, Roger, for that. Please keep that type of research coming because this stuff is golden because it really shows how Watchtower has truly
mistranslated
this version, their version, and why this is not a good Bible to be using if you're going to do any type of research. But it is a good Bible to use to show how man can manipulate it.
And the Kit is a good book, and we can see why they got rid of that.
Yeah, exactly. So
that one, the interlinear. So we've got company coming for the holidays. Unfortunately, our dear Tony Prime isn't able to come here for Christmas, so we're very sad about that. But we've got company coming, and so if you don't hear from us for the next week or so, we're
enjoying the holidays.
Yes, we are enjoying the holidays and taking time off to spend with family and friends. And I just want to mention that Mark and Cora did a lovely job on the video, and I just wanted to say hi to Dan and Deborah, the Dykstra family. And I wasn't able to do this because it was so emotional, but I just want to say that we all, feel for you. See, I'm already breaking up here. And we hope, the best for you, and we hope and pray, that everything works out, and we send our love, and anything any of us can do to help you, and we hope your family has a very Merry Christmas, and same thing with everybody else.
Yes,
we hope
absolutely.
You
Merry
have
Christmas
a
and Happy New
holiday,
Year.
And enjoy spending time with your friends and family, because that truly is what is most important.
Yep.
So bless you all.
Thanks for watching, and goodbye.